Welcome to this Blackpool Music School video all about the G-tuned dulcimer. But before we start, to let you know how far in advance I shoot some of these videos, hey Google, what's today's date?
It's Friday, the 1st of September 2023.
So as you can see, I shoot some of these videos a long way in advance. To get the most from this video, you will have need to seen the previous two. But I will be doing a bit of a recap in this, so let's get started. We are tuned G, D, G. G the string nearest your chin, D the string in the middle, and a pair of octave Gs, the strings nearest the floor. So, in the first video I taught you the 4 chords you'll probably need in the key of G. A G chord, an E minor, a C chord, and a delta chord. That is a golf chord, an echo minor chord, a Charlie chord, and a delta chord. So let's add something to this now. So in the first video we were strumming 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down on the numbers towards the ground, up towards the ceiling. We strummed down with the nail of our first finger and up with the pad like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, that's the basic strumming pattern. So for this video, we're going to stay in that basic strumming pattern, but doing a little bit more with the left hand. So let's get started. You will need to know a G chord. And that's what we're going to learn. This is a G chord. This is also a G chord. Now, how you view these is dependent how you wish to think of it. This one is a more melodic C. This one is a more direct C. This on a guitar would be a power chord, okay? You can hear it sounds stronger than that one. Sounds more melodic. This one sounds more power chordy, rock and rolly, but it can be worked into any form of music. So we're going to add to the G chord now. So we've got a G chord, and we've got the power G. So on the one hand, we're going to be strumming with that on. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So on the one hand, that ring finger's on. On the 2 hand, we lift it off. For the 3 hand, it goes back on. And for the 4 hand, it comes off. Now I'm stretching my fingers out like this. In reality, you've only got to lift them just off the fretboard, like this. Okay, so that first bar can sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But for a bit of variation, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So, but you can combine them together. So the first bar can be with it on the finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. It's up to you. You can put the finger lifts in where you want. If it says a G chord on a piece of music, that's a G chord. That is also a G chord. Which one sounds best? Well, that's up to you and how you wish to perform the song. Like I said, with the finger on, sounds a touch more melodic. With the finger off, sounds a bit more rock and roll, heavy metal, has a bit more punch to it, so to speak. So you can just practice this. 1 and off. So that first piece of music, the chord progression we play, can be like this now. hear, it gives a bit of a different sound. And that's what you can do with a G chord when you're playing a song in the key of G. So now there is something you can do with the delta chord when you're playing a song in the key of G. So we've got the G chord here. The delta is the first and second finger on the first fret of the G strings, the thickest one nearest your chin and the octave pair nearest the ground. So for this we're going to strum on the one and, stay where you are for the two and, slide up one fret for the three and, then back down for the four and. So that bar's now like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and into the G chord. So it's delta chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So again with the delta chord, the D chord, 1 and, stay where you are, 2 and, slide up to the next fret, 3 and, back to where you were, 4 and, then back into the golf chord. So that whole chord progression can now sound like this. So as you can see, it sounds a bit more lively than it did before. I should say these techniques are entirely up to you. It's what you think works. Music has guidelines more than rules. What you think works is up to you, and play around with it. You don't have to stick to the things I've been doing with that delta chord. You can do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then into the G. It is really up to you. But that chord progression again now sounds like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and. To finish the song, I would do 1 and 2 and 3, 4. That is called a perfect cadence. A plagal cadence is the amen you hear in hymns, but that is a perfect cadence. So on the last bar before you finish the song, you could play 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And it just gives it a nice finish. So that's more things you can do with G, E minor, C and D. That is golf, echo minor, Charlie, delta on a G tuned dulcimer. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Blackpool Music School. The more thumbs up we get, the more subscribers we get, the more videos we will post. So until next time, take care, keep practicing, keep playing, and as always, goodbye.